All right, I just accidentally showed a bunch of text messages, so now I'm gonna restart. I was like 20 seconds in.
Whoo Kid, you.
So we're back. I just want to listen to this interview. He's going to talk about some interesting things, I guess. 50 Cent collab album, I would like that maybe 20 years ago. Now 50 Cent, he's not as sharp as he used to be. I love 50 Cent. That's one of my favorite rappers of all time, but he's been doing other things. He's not very sharp lyrically. So he would either need to drop some mixtapes first, knock the rust off, and then do this, which isn't going to happen. But just jumping straight into a collab album is a little crazy. Cardi B, or not even drop, you don't even drop anything, just be in the studio for a while and make a bunch of music. Cardi B, I don't have no idea what they would be talking about. Cardi B for Chris Pratt. I thought there was supposed to be a comma here. I've been seeing this a lot, where there's comma, 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 and then no comma and. I thought it was comma and 20, whatever. Anyway, Chris Pratt, he did it's not a freestyle. He did like recited an Eminem verse on a radio show. Let me fix this real quick. Because I need to be able to see. Fixing things. All right. Sorry. Leave me alone. Figuring it out. All right, let's go.
Started off where at G Unit Radio, right?
Yep.
It's the best new strain out there.
Yeah. I got kidnapped from the other channel. You know, I was at Hot. I think you used to listen to me while out, and you told me, Paul was like, "Yo, why don't you come over here with your idioticness?"
This podcast is sponsored by the Red Chick Fix the Crunch.
Bro, what are all these tags in there, or like ads in the middle of it? Jesus Christ, shut up.
Crunchiest hot chicken out there. The Red Chick locations are growing in California and
What is that?
Texas.
He's who, man?
Go visit theredchicks.com.
This is the official channel. That's
70. When you're
God,
like 70,
that's
bro,
so
it's
amateur sound. Like I hate that. Ugh, Jesus Christ, who did that?
We're gonna be Whoo Kid.
You know what? I'm taking stem cells now, so it's reversing my insides.
Oh, well,
I actually believe him. Have you seen him?
Hey, yo.
He looks like he's 14.
That's my secret.
Stem cells.
Yeah, that's it right there.
I have not seen Whoo Kid in about 20 years.
I thought you were doing like
crazy.
some crazy kind of potions or something.
No. It's just stem cells and water. Drink the water. You know what I'm saying? Look,
It's cool seeing them kind of connect again, though. Especially if that's true. I don't know if he's like trolling or not, but like in 20 years, that's nuts. Because like they go way back. Like these are the guys like I grew up with in the 2000s. Whoo Kid was a huge part of the G Unit success, and so I mean, obviously Eminem, just that whole Shady Records camp in 2000s. Whoo Kid was a part of that. There's no way it's been 20 years. Or maybe they've talked on the phone, but there's no way he hasn't. I don't know. Maybe.
come on, look at M. M's been through like. I don't even think you transformed. You just upgraded. Like you have a glow when I see you.
Yeah, and he died twice.
I basically, yeah.
No, that's hilarious. Because I remember when I was a kid, I always looked up. Well, not looked up, but I saw it like a theory, and then I was looking it up all the time. Is Eminem a clone? I remember watching a video where like the ear shape. See, the ear shape never changes as you get older. So yeah, look at his ear shape in this photo compared to this photo, and I remember watching this video vividly. There were actual rumors of Eminem dying and cloning himself, or somebody cloning him. Very stupid.
Oh, God, it's fucking.
It's funny that they're aware of this. Like they actually paid attention to this stuff.
What's crazy? 2004, man. How did this idea start to start your own channel?
The legend has it that Jimmy Iovine and Scott Greenstein, who's the head of programming over here at Sirius XM, were having a conversation, and Jimmy.
I just want to say Sway is one of the best hosts of all time. One of the best hip hop. One of the best hosts, period. But like as far as hip hop voices in the media, he's number one for me.
I think at the time wanted to do Interscope Radio. They were friends, and he said, "Listen, we can't do a record label radio station, but we really want to start doing some artist-focused stations. Who do you have in mind? Who would be good?" And they were like, "Well, the best person to do this with would be Eminem." Oh. So that's how it came about. And they came to me, and
that's the best idea they could come up with.
I mean, listen, it lasted 20 years, so I think it was a pretty good one. So Jimmy came to me, and I went to M, and Jimmy helped us, get it off the ground with Scott, and here we are.
Amazing, man. How does it feel, M, to be the first rapper with your own channel?
Oh.
All right.
All right, we're moving right along here. here. So
no, it's there's been a lot of different stations that came and went, and whether it's satellite or internet or whatever the case may be, but most of them don't have like the extent of programming that we have, and live DJs and people throughout the day live, and the only stuff that's really recorded for us is overnights and our specialty programs like this one, but they don't have as much original content as we do, and they're like
it feels really awkward. I'm not used to this. I'm used to like having more input, but this is like I want to listen, you know what I mean? Like, so there's not much to talk about, but when there is, I will talk about it, obviously. But it's like we'll lock in for a second because I want to digest this information.
Like, there'll be Beach Boys radio, and they'll just play Beach Boys records, and that's it. But this is like a real
here we go
station.
Something to talk about, because when I turn on this radio station, it's always new stuff. It's always more not new as far as in the rotation of radio. I'm not hearing just whatever's popular right now, which is typically what radio plays. It's what just dropped last night that you need to get on, or Ransom, or people who are lesser known compared to mainstream audiences. I just love it, and for this to be pretty much the main hip hop radio station on Sirius XM probably does get a lot of listeners, and that should be great for a lot of these artists. And I'm hearing songs. Somebody who's listening to hip hop all the time, I'm hearing songs I've never heard before, whether that be old school or newer artists that I should be on. And I just think that's great. I love the variety that you get from there, but you also hear popular songs sometimes too. So there's a lot of variety from time periods, styles, and then also popularity of the artist. So I love that.
Did you love the fact that you have a channel and you were enjoying it in the privacy of your truck or home? Or
I still haven't listened to it yet.
Come on.
Nah, but I'm going to though.
Get out of here.
No, seriously. I told Paul this week I'm gonna listen to it. Nah, it's dope, bro. It's like it's a way to I don't know, man. I feel like it's very, you know what I'm saying? Word.
I mean,
bro, his timing, like his comedic timing is on point. He needs a podcast. Like he needs his own podcast. Well, no, because that would distract him from rapping. Maybe when he's don't retire. We're not gonna talk like that. We're not gonna put that bad energy in there. Maybe when he's not doing anything. Maybe like a short, like a short podcast type of thing. Like J. Cole's doing right now. He's doing like a time period of his life. He's just kind of running through with his manager. Just running through his career, I guess. Trying to describe it. Sorry, I kind of just woke up. He's just, what's the word when you're going through, not detailing, whatever, unpacking his career up to this point with his manager, and on a podcast type setting, because he had some free time. J. Cole is still super sharp and still super dope, so I think M can do that. Maybe when he's not in the middle of making an album or something like that, just do something like that. Let's talk about your first album. Well, I don't know, maybe he doesn't remember a lot of that, but even your last album, what was it like creating it? What was it like detailing it, like in a podcast format where you kind of just have an hour an episode just to talk about certain songs? Maybe each song, you just talk about it for a while until it doesn't get interesting anymore. And then, you know what I mean? Just to give us something as fans, because we don't know. We'd love to hear about stuff like that. And I'm sure you'd agree if you're watching this,
You open the doors for like L Cool J, like like Drake radio. Like, you got OVO radio, you got Rock the Bells.
Yeah, Nicki Minaj has her own too. Joe Budden he was on the radio for a while. I don't think that was his own radio station, but he was on the radio for a while. But yeah, Nicki Minaj has one. Just everybody nowadays has a radio station, which I do have an opinion on that. They suck 99.9% of the times. Not necessarily the ones I named. I'm just saying in general. Because like they're not interesting enough people to talk. I'm not talking about Nicki Minaj or anything like that. I actually think hers is probably the one when she like has some drama going on with like Joe Budden and stuff like that. It's super. I'm not saying like I agree with her all the time or anything, but just like it's just interesting. Like she can talk. She's an interesting person. She can lead a conversation. A lot of these guys don't know how to do that. They don't know how to converse. They don't know how to have a conversation. They don't know how to say anything that's interesting. They don't, you know what I mean? So, I don't know.
We started like this revolution of like all these new channels that's popping right now.
We know this. We were like the first ones.
I think we were, if not the first, one of the first artist-based stations. Certainly, I think the first rapper-based station. But you know, when we had the opportunity, it to me it was clear what we needed to do, and that was make something that didn't sound like everything else, right? So we had to be different than terrestrial radio. So we didn't want to make, you know, the same playlists and play the same records that they did. So, you know, we shine a light on the stuff that we like and the stuff that maybe doesn't get as much exposure other places.
That's what I was talking about.
Mostly.
Let me just unwrap this real quick. I don't want to just rip the Band-Aid off, you know? I don't want to interrupt. Like, I'm trying to listen and unwrap this at the same time, and it's very loud. All right, let's go.
We try to be really, really early on things too. So by the time, like, you know, if there's a hit that's playing, you know, on one of the other FM stations, sometimes we're already off it. Like we're done with it and we move on to something else.
And when we started this station, we also just planned to play my records.
But why are you here?
Now that
go home. No. He is not providing any useful information to this conversation. But he's hilarious.
Branched out into other shit. I'm kind of not digging that. I thought Paul told me we can have this channel and it'll just play your music 24/7. And that's why I agreed to do it. And then all of a sudden it changed, and now I don't know what happened, but it's too late now, right, Paul?
Yeah, so we could get exposure for, you know, people like West Side Boogie, and we were real early on, I think, Dave East, right?
Yep, Wiz Khalifa, Action Bronson. I mean, you were first, you know, in the beginnings of Kendrick Lamar's career, TDE. I mean, you guys, you know, you gave a lot of artists shots that they probably wouldn't get from regular radio.
Yeah, I mean, that's an amazing thing, because those are all great artists, and, you know, to be able to give them a platform is
it's a dope
incredible.
way to be able to give back to the culture that made us.
Unlike anything else on the air, for sure.
It's very rooted.
Yeah.
Are you going to get more interesting?
The whole, yeah, what are you talking about?
I was about to say, all he did was cut Paul off just to say exactly what Paul was saying. He's hilarious, dog.
Fucking interesting just sitting here. Look at
I got a question for M. With all these amazing hosts and all this exclusive music and different genres. You know, all these
UFOs in different area codes.
I gotta stop eating this because this isn't. I am gonna overdose on banana bread. This is not healthy. So, you know, put this back in the fridge. And we're gonna not touch it for the rest of the day. I love banana bread. Oh my god.
I'm going to ruin this.
One of my coworkers made me that.
Was Shade 45 a way for Eminem to, you know, to not only see what's new, what's out there, how to assimilate with the times, to convert with the changing of the guards, the music? Like, did you use the channel when you're hearing all this new music? Was that like a learning process for you, Eminem?
There's a lot of shit that we do on our station that I find out about from our station. Like, in other words,
like discovering music and stuff like that?
Discovering music, new shit. I'll listen to it and be like, oh, what the fuck was that? And then I can call Paul and be like, yo.
Yeah, and a lot of it is because the freedom that we give.
You got to
DJs.
get Shazam.
No
Get Shazam.
Right?
Fire.
You just have to be within the genre and play the kind of stuff that you know that our audience wants to hear. So I discover stuff like that. He calls me all the time. He'll say, like, I heard, you know, such and such record. What was that? And I mean, that's amazing.
Or somebody was rapping on Sway in the morning, and I'm like, oh shit, like the
freestyles,
the
right?
freestyle, the freestyle shit, like all that kind of shit, like.
It's been amazing, and like for us to be discovering music on our own station, like, think about that.
I mean, it led to signings, like it led to like events. I mean, did it change like one of your writing days because you heard somebody amazing? You're like, oh my god, I gotta.
Yeah, he'll call me and be like, oh, can't use that song. Somebody got my bars.
Oh, that shit happens all the time.
Damn.
Like, bro, every time, every punchline you can think of, every set of any wordplay, anything has already been done. Like every time I listen to a new rapper that's like, I don't know, so a lot of the a lot of the rappers that are already out now, but also like some of the up and comers. Like I'll be like, oh shit. Oh, I don't care if I don't like, if this is the first time I heard of somebody, if they say the same kind of punchline like I had, I'm like, well, scratch that one out my book.
Oh wow,
that's real. That's why you got to kind of get on certain things fast. But that's the problem with somebody like Eminem, who takes forever to drop an album. I'm going to turn on Cool Math Game so I can play something while I do this, because I have what the kids call ADHD. So I need I need to do something while we do this. That finished. We can quit that. All right, but so you need to drop the stuff kind of fast, as far as like if you have something that's relevant to pop culture and what's going on now. I just heard this because I went to Winter Madness, the battle rap event, and they were about like in each battle almost there was a bar about what was it? Mike Tyson, the Mike Tyson Jake Paul event, where he turned around and his butt was showing. There was like 5 bars about that. And by the last one, people just booed it. Not that it was a bad line, but we just heard it already. And that's not their fault, right? Because they didn't write that night. They wrote it probably a month before that for that battle. It's just other people are also writing it. So you gotta get on it. You know what I mean? You gotta, I don't know. You have to anticipate that. How predictable is it? How many people are gonna be talking about this one particular event? If everybody's talking about it on the internet, you can probably guess like, okay, we're gonna hear some lines about this. Like I'll see a pop culture event and I'll think it's kind of funny or whatever, and sometimes I'll think I'm gonna hear a couple lines about this. So one, you either have to be super creative with the way you go about it, or you have to find something that's a little bit more niche, but people are still talking about it enough for it to connect with that room or with your listener. So it's a balancing act. It's a little tough. For M, for example, he has a song, or not a song, but he has a line. I'll blurber. Don't want to say the word. Starts with M, ends with der. I'll blurber you on a track like Tony Stewart, because Tony Stewart hit somebody on a race car track because they were being stupid, got out of the car in the middle of the track and got ran over by a car going 200 miles an hour because they can't just stop. You know what I mean? That was really stupid. But he said, I'll blurber you on a track like Tony Stewart. That was actually a line like a year prior to that or months prior to that from a battle rapper who said that exact same line. And I always wondered, like, did he steal that? And like, you always want to say, no, he didn't steal that. But I've heard lines, I've heard lines Eminem's used. I've heard Eminem use lines that I've heard other people say before. But I know M is a little bit more stringent about his morality when it comes to lines and line stealing, and he's talking about it here. So like, I don't think he did it. I don't think he just straight up ripped it, but it was always like a thought in my head, like, did he just steal this line? What? But yeah,
that kind of detail. Just if he's heard somebody say it and they haven't heard his song, he'll make changes.
Yep. Where is that M Bible at? Where do you hide this book in your house?
I have several books actually. Like I have,
he's been rapping for fucking 40
stacks
years
and stacks of books. I remember who told me. I think it was Alchemist told me this crazy story about KRS-One, and that he came into the studio with like a bag full of books, and I was like, "Yo, that's so crazy." This is 20 years ago. He told me the story. He was like, yo, you should have seen KRS-One was like, and he was just picking up a book.
Well, I can't keep going from there.
Paper. And I was like, how the fuck does he have that many books? Now I have that many books.
Wow. You got to have a career long enough to have that many books, right?
Yeah, because now I save every book. I used to not. I used to just take a piece of paper if it was just sitting there on the table and just write on it, stick it in my pocket. Now I keep them in books. So I got fucking bags full of books now.
I wonder if that's just like as a collector type of thing, because I get that 100%. But at the same time, a lot of times when I'm doing my writing, it's in my phone now. I wonder if there's like an actual reason and a purpose, and should I switch back over? Is he planning on selling this one day? If he is, putting it in a museum, that stuff would be worth a lot of money, especially if you have like valuable songs in there, songs that were huge. But yeah, like I have just notes, literally napkins written with expo markers on there, just like lines and ideas and things like that. I stopped doing that.
Like KRS-One probably has. Now KRS-One probably has twice as many books than I have because he had twice as many back then.
Right. Do you think you and KRS-One might ever trade books?
Trade books.
Uh-oh.
What is
That'd
it?
be great.
That'd be incredible, right?
Yeah.
We should find out. Just one for one, so you can see what his looks like, and we can see what she can see what yours looks like. Pause.
Pause. I was gonna say you're gonna.
I don't understand what is in my book because it's just scribble scrabble. Like
I would love to look at it. I mean,
like you don't even know. Nothing's
maybe
really
I shouldn't play
connected.
around.
There's no rhyme or reason.
Yeah. I've seen. You can look up his. Yeah, we're gonna look it up together. But yeah, it's like sideways. It's not orchestrated in any way. Really. Can we zoom in on this? Enhancing. But yeah, like it's just scribbles, which is insane. Like how does your brain even work like this? Like with mine, like I don't. It's very line. I mean, I guess I have my own formats with like how I remember how to say it. But like this, you can't read this. So I'm assuming what he's doing is writing these ideas down, connecting them in his head. Like this looks like it's connected just like based on the pen pressure, and then he's kind of like remembering it and then kind of laying it down from there and recording it, as opposed to just straight out reading it off of the paper. I mean, so everybody has their way of going about recording, but this is nuts. Home Alone, so sad, but he knows. So this is Lose Yourself. Times trying harder. Try to find, yeah. And this isn't like, I mean, but I guess it's kind of like similar because like in my phone, right? Like if I'm writing, typing, yada yada yada, I'll make spaces and then I'll make a line, then I'll write like offshoots of that line and then I'll kind of just pick one sometimes, like pick one that makes the most sense, or I'll change it based on this idea, or like I'll have a sequence of words, but like Hulk or pulp. And Hulk or pulp, I don't know which one I want to use, so I write the line out and then I'm like, okay, I have a list of words here that I could or that I could use, or if I just straight up don't know what the next line is, sometimes I just know what the end rhyme is or the internal rhymes are, and I write words out and then I formulate a sentence based on those, kind of like connecting the dots. You ever like in school, you know, you connect those two lists of words and kind of connect them. So like if I have like the internal rhyming word here, whatever it is, for example, note card, right? Those 2 syllables, note card, and go far is the end here. So I connect those 2 words. Okay, I would make the note card go far and the whatever car and yada yada yada. So I can kind of formulate a line from there. So maybe it's something similar to that, where it's just like getting the ideas and then matching them up. Either way, super interesting. Is this real? I'm assuming this is a copy. I don't know how to zoom out. I'm on freaking eBay, so I doubt it's real, but I know that you're selling these prints. Yeah, this is a print.
To it. It's just me writing the thought down as soon as I get it so I don't forget it. So it just looks like a bunch of fucking scribble.
Okay. Well, he was getting to that and I completely just cut him off. Yeah, so he's just getting the thoughts out and then remembering. So it's less of just reading off paper and just getting the thoughts out. Which I do too. Like I do that all the time actually. It just looks different because it's usually on my phone. But like I'll literally type out bar, line, song idea, this idea, and just type it out and then leave the note alone forever. And I'm never going to look back at that note, but just getting it down so I don't forget it.
Because he had twice as many back then.
Right. Do you think you and KRS-One might ever trade books?
Uh-oh. But imagine a podcast where like M's the host, he gets somebody like KRS-One and they do that live and they show their notes and they talk about them and discuss. Like that would be so entertaining.
That'd be great.
That'd be incredible, right?
Yeah.
We should find out. Just one for one, so you can see what his looks like and we can see what she can see what yours looks like. Pause.
He'll never
pause.
No one will ever
Question mark, pause.
Is in my book because it's just scribble scrabble, like it's fucking like you don't even know, nothing's really connected. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just me writing the thought down as soon as I get it. So
but him knowing it's just scribble scrabble tells me it's less my brain isn't wired correctly and more intentional. Hey, I just need to get this thought down, yada yada. Like it's more cerebral than just scribbling all over the place and then reading off this crazy paper, and he knows how to decipher this and nobody else does. Like I think that's what people interpret this as like, oh my God, he's such a great, like, no, I'm just writing this down because I need to get it out of my head. Which I feel like that is more relatable than imagining reading off of this.
Right.
It's less eclectic than people may think.
You and KRS-One might ever trade books?
Even though it looks crazy.
Uh-oh.
That'd be great.
That'd be incredible, right?
Yeah.
We should find out. Just one for one, so you can see what his looks like, and we can see what you can see what yours looks like. Pause.
No one will ever understand what is in my book because it's just scribble scrabble, like fucking, like, you don't even know, nothing's really connected. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just me writing the thought down as soon as I get it so I don't forget it. So it just looks like a bunch of fucking scribble scrabble.
So when he does write to record, is he then taking those and then reformatting them into a normal sentence structure? Not like a normal sentence structure, but normal like rhyming, like a reading structure, because that's what you do like in radio, right? Like in radio or TV, you create a radio script, something that's an announcer script to read and record. You kind of just like take all the ideas, the ads, the script, whatever, and just, change the format so you can actually read it. Is he doing that, or is he just remembering what he wrote down on these scribbles and going off of it? That's insane. Or is it? Well, yeah, I would consider, because he doesn't punch in crazy. Like, he's not like a crazy punch in art. At least it doesn't sound like it. If he is, whoever's mixing his stuff is incredible. But whatever.
He's not lying. It's like chicken scratch. I mean, you can see some of it. We put out a book a while back called The Way I Am, and it had a lot of his lyric
that's what I was looking at.
And
I don't know why I did that. I should have never did that.
No, it's incredible. They're like works of art. They're super interesting to look at. But you can go and look at them and see what he's talking about. And it's just these sort of amazing. It almost looks like Beautiful Mind. The way that it's all like chaotic and it's like organized chaos.
Yeah, because I know where it's at on the paper, and I remember, and I can't memorize everything I write, but I'll remember if it's 6 books ago that I was writing in. I'll remember which side of the page this little rhyme scheme was that I was working on one day. Because sometimes I'll make rhyme schemes and I'll be like, I'll never use it, and then sometimes I'll be like, oh shit, a couple years ago, I remember this thing I was thinking of. Oh, let me go find that. So
that's why, like, when I'm doing it, I can do it on my phone in the notes app. I can type in a title. Normally it'd be like song idea, album cover idea, this idea. So I can literally just type in the word and it shows all of those things for me. He needs to get on that, maybe get on that type of tip, but he's 50. So maybe he doesn't know about the notes app, but yeah, but I understand what he's saying. And I think a lot of that is because, like, typically when you're writing, I don't know, sometimes like you're in a certain mood, you're in distress, you're happy, you're sad, whatever. You're writing about something that matters to you. Maybe you're just, writing and you just love writing, whatever, or you're in a certain setting. Maybe you're, there's things attached to it that make those lines more memorable. So you can remember, I remember I wrote this here. I remember this line. I placed it here. I wrote it in this notebook. I remember what I wrote in that notebook opposed to this one. Like, I remember things like that too. And I think that's probably a big reason why.
And I got to go back like 5 books and it takes like a half a day to go back.
Get on the notes app, bro. You're wasting time.
I was talking about on that day, but I'll be like, I remember I had something that was, oh shit, I could use that.
And the worst part about that is going back to it and then be like, oh, this sucks. Never mind. Like, spending all that time looking for something you thought was like the best idea in the world.
But it's really hard to find.
Everyone who hates,
or it's not as like well constructed as you thought it was. Like, it's not as,
just found a Google cheat code.
Finished of an idea. Like, I thought like, oh, I finished this entire song. And like, go back to it, it's just like 2 lines. I'm like, oh, never mind.
So and when you're going through the book, there's like fucking spaghetti stain on it on the page. Like,
bro,
eating spaghetti.
I literally have a notebook with a cat piss on it. No, I burned that one. I burned it. But yeah, no. That one I burned. But it took me a while to burn it. First, because I didn't want to let go of it. But like, I ripped all the pages I could save out of it, and then the rest of it that was destroyed. Luckily, nothing. It had a lot of that was more of like a journal. It had like some lyric stuff on that, but that was more like a journal. So I just burned it. It wasn't anything I'm gonna need. I think I was holding a lot of emotional baggage in there, so I kept it in like wrapped up in plastic bags for a year plus. And this year I think I burned it. Yeah, I think it was this summer.
Mom spaghetti.
There you go.
Not to plug, like fucking yogurt stain.
I want to try that.
He eats a lot of
Mom
yogurt.
spaghetti downtown.
He got
Detroit,
mad at me because
obviously.
I took
I'm
one
in
of his
Detroit.
yogurts. I'm not playing. He's like, he got mad at me because I took one of his yogurts. I'm not playing. He's like, yo.
That's my favorite kind.
I only have so many yogurts. I'm only here for a couple days.
I'm like,
so many yogurts.
why can't you eat the shitty flavor that I don't eat? Why you gotta eat
one fucking yogurt?
That's such a 50-year-old argument.
Is it strawberry?
Was mixed berry?
I don't know, something like that. Can't remember.
You got something, Lloyd Sear?
Yo, I got Amber. Remember when I had Redman come up and you
I love Redman.
called up on the radio and y'all was talking together? That shit was very cool, yo.
Oh yeah.
Redman.
Reggie Noble.
That was it. That was the end of the sentence. That was. He provided that was it. Yo, remember that one time you did this? That was cool.
Huge Redman fan. I asked him if he. I told him I took a picture.
I really gotta listen to that new album.
I'm only here for a couple days.
I'm gonna upload that. I'm gonna listen to it and upload it, but I want to listen to it, or I want to upload it. Oh no, I was right. I want to listen to it on my own and then like upload a review or something.
So many yogurts.
I'm like, why can't you eat the shitty flavor that I don't eat? Why you gotta eat
one fucking yogurt?
Yeah, and it was my favorite one.
Is it strawberry?
Was mixed berry?
I don't know.
Those are probably
like
my favorite flavors of yogurt, but I can't eat too much yogurt. I'm like close to
Yo, I got Amber. Remember when I had Redman come up and you called up on the radio and y'all was talking together? That shit was very cool, yo.
Oh yeah.
Redman.
Reggie Noble.
Redman.
Bro. Huge Redman fan. I asked him if he. I told him I took a picture. I went to go see the Outsiders in Jersey years ago, '97, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And me and Pace, we picked up Pace One, and we went around the corner. We went around the corner to Redman's house, and I was sitting in the car. And I was looking out the back window at Redman's house. I had one of those little instant cameras and shit. And I took a picture of his house.
Was that the house that was on the MTV?
I was gonna ask.
I don't know.
With the shoebox money?
So. I don't think so. But it was in Jersey.
Where's that picture?
So I don't know where it's at now.
What?
So was looking out. We go see the Outsiders in
Redman.
Reggie Noble.
Redman.
Bro. Huge Redman fan. I asked him if he.
Redman and Eminem are both like artists that I would die to work with one day.
I told him I took a picture. I went to go see the Outsiders in Jersey years ago, '97, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And me and Pace took a picture. I went to go see the Outsiders in Jersey years ago, '97, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was just fanned out and took a picture of his house. That's what I was trying to figure out. Like, is that what he's saying?
Something like that.
Yeah.
And me and Pace, we picked up Pace One, and we went around the corner. We went around the corner to Redman's house, and I was sitting in the car. And I was looking out the back window at Redman's house. I
think that's cool because that shows like he was a fan once too. Like as much as he gets on fans about showing up to his house and taking pictures and interrupting him and his family and stuff like that, I think there's a part of him that does understand like, yeah, I'm a fan too, you know, but when it's happening to you, it's hard to, especially as frequent as it's probably happening to him. It's hard to just be understanding all the time. And sometimes you're like, hey, stop taking pictures of my house, and you might throw a brick at them up. So I don't know. It humanizes them a bit, which is why I think a podcast is good, especially if somebody as entertaining as him.
One of those little instant cameras and shit. And I took a picture of his house.
Was that the house that was on the MTV Cribs?
I love that. I love how that's the end of the sentence. Like, yeah, I just took a picture of his house.
I don't know. Nah, I don't think so. But it was in Jersey.
Where's that picture?
So I don't know where it's at now. I lost it again.
Man.
But I fucking no, the reason he was on the station, I had just happened to come across that picture a couple days before that, and I was like, oh shit, I should call him and ask him if he'll sign that for me because.
That's insane.
But now I don't know where the picture is again.
Yeah, he was fanned out, bro. Like as much as he talks about fans and stuff like that, it's hilarious that he's like the same way. Imagine someone coming to you with a picture of your house and be like, hey, can you sign this for me? When you didn't know they took the picture or anything. That's insane.
Hey, yo, LL, Al, what's up? This Jason from Miami.
What?
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yo, you know what I'm saying? Hey, check this out.
What happened?
I don't know where the picture is again.
Hey, yo, Al,
Oh,
what's
nothing.
up?
That
This
just- it
Jason
just
from
jumped to
Miami.
that.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yo, you know what I'm saying? Hey, check this out. Yo, LL Cool J, you know what I'm saying?
This Slim Jason.
It's Slim Jason. From
Is that when they prank called somebody? Was it LL Cool J? I remember prank calling somebody on this radio station. I don't remember if it was LL or somebody else.
Miami. Why do I sound like a parody of me trying to do an imitation of me?
Yo, it reminds me of the Stretch Armstrong days right there.
God,
the
yes.
The skits.
Man, we taught a kid named Greg with a wooden leg.
Chopped it off and beat him over the fucking head with the peg.
With the bed with the keg.
With the peg.
Woke up with the 40.
Make it without to inform you the 44D. Why was I rapping like this? Every time I would rap like this, it didn't really make any sense because it would always roll off the tongue like this.
That was your style. That's how you kept people on the edge of their seat. They didn't know what you were going to say.
But that's how I used to like sound out the words in my head. Go to bed with the peg. Go to bed with the keg. I'm like, I need a bed with a peg. Oh, go to bed with the keg. Here, I got it. Okay.
Yo, what's like one of your other than the LLs? Another moment here.
That's not odd though. There are artists that do that. That's not like he's making it sound like he's a weirdo for it, but like no, that's a valid way to articulate yourself.
That stood out to you on Shade, an interview or performance?
I got one.
We don't care about you, Paul.
Well,
Damn.
okay, tell me what's yours.
Damn.
My favorite moment of all time in Shade 45 was any moment that's playing my song.
Never mind. I was gonna like
Great
do that.
answer. I think
We're not in a stool anymore, baby. We're in a chair.
We can talk about something
Upgrades.
happened and it became like a worldwide meme. And it happened on our station. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, Kanye.
Coffee pot?
No, that didn't happen on our station.
Sway.
There you go. What we're talking about is the time that
You don't got the answer, Sway.
an artist formerly known as Kanye West
Oh, I forgot. Paul's Jewish. He might not want to talk about this, but yeah.
was on Shade 45 on Sway in the Morning.
And he didn't have the answers.
And Sway apparently didn't have the answers.
Wow.
And it was such a famous interview that people made T-shirts and people even say now, like when you're questioning somebody, you can just randomly say, how, Sway?
Right.
Like you can just reference that and people know what you're talking about.
I love that our station is that big that we can get people like Kanye West on it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, we have a
He's saying that like he's not on it. Like, what are you talking about?
platform. It's bigger than, it's a potentially bigger audience than any other terrestrial radio station, depending upon how many people.
He keeps saying terrestrial. You hear him? He's triggering me right now. You're trying to trigger me, bro.
Yeah, don't forget the Canadians, Paul.
I said North America. That's
my
Canada.
Bad. Excuse me.
Last
Sorry.
time I checked.
And Mexico.
My bad.
Last time that I checked.
Can I give y'all my 3 big moments?
The
in
Nipsey
M's
rap.
involvement?
Whoa.
Who did those up, Paul?
Canada.
Excuse me.
Last
Sorry.
time I checked.
My bad.
Last time that I checked.
Yeah.
Can I give y'all my 3 big moments and M is involved in all of them?
Whoa.
Pause.
Hey, yo.
Yo. Tell us one really big moment.
It was very, very big. All right.
I'm just telling him what to do. Like it's not Whoo Kids podcast.
50 Cent. And I snuck in Charlie Murphy in the interview.
Oh shit! I remember that.
What? I don't
Remember
even.
Charlie Murphy came on. You called
Charlie
G
Murphy.
Unit Radio, right?
Yes.
And
then,
Charlie Murphy came on.
I did. I called in.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Why would I not remember
Do
that?
you have that? Can we play that after?
Was I on drugs? Because if I was, it doesn't count.
No, you weren't on drugs. No, you
Yes,
were
I
sober. And we can't really talk about what happened that day because in these times is very sensitive. So that's one big moment. And let me give you one.
Where's that moment at? Can we play it? Do we have it?
We have that. We have that audio.
Because I don't remember that at all. Like literally, I don't.
You said something that got me in trouble with an artist.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, now I want to hear
Would I say that you stole their music?
No.
Oh.
Something you said.
Whoo Kid used to steal a lot of music. Like every time I hear a story about Whoo Kid, it's about him stealing a CD, playing it on his radio station. But that's how it was back in the day. It was just hyper competitive.
You and 50 Cent and Charlie Murphy was laughing, including Paul. I don't mean to snitch on you, Paul, but everybody was laughing, and then I laughed, and then this certain individual was like, I can't believe it. I thought you were my brother, and blah, 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 whatever. And then
he'll play it. It'll all come.
Did I snitch? I snitched, didn't I?
Yeah. No. We'll play it, and then you can hear it. All right. And Chris
stitches, bro.
I was looking for a video. That's why I just completely bypassed this thumbnail.
Oh, Chris Pratt. Yeah. That was on your show too, right? I would like how all of the moments that you are your favorite were on your show.
Yeah. So
we'll listen to this after.
Guardians of the Galaxy. It was me and Reef, and
so we can get some context into that.
And him, he was like, "Yo," he said, "I used to smoke weed and rap Eminem joints,
and then we'll
all day." We
watch the Chris Pratt. All of these we'll get back to afterwards.
From beginning to end.
He sure
did. That went so viral that he put it on his own.
And I'm doing it afterwards just because if these videos get flagged, I won't have to go in the middle of the videos, cut them out, whatever. If it's at the end, I can just go to the end, cut them out. A little easier for me. And then we'll watch both these.
Homepage.
Yeah, that was dope.
All right, back.
So, I'm glad Eminem saw that.
Nowadays, everybody want to talk. They got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move the lips. It's a bunch of gibberish. They forgot about Drake.
Well, because he was rapping my lyrics, so of course I'm gonna know.
That was good, right?
That was amazing, Paul.
Very, very good.
You tricked me so well.
It's a combination of my voice and Big Bird, and it makes Eminem.
Paul used to lay my reference tracks for me.
Right.
He used to lay my reference vocals, how I should say it.
It all comes out in the wash.
Have I been saying it all these years, Paul? Have I been saying it like you wrote it, or am I off slightly each time?
No, you do a pretty good job.
And can I please give you the final one, please? This is from a female.
Okay.
All right. The biggest artist ever used to be on my show, dancing professionally, like, Broadway dancing, if you know what I mean. Cardi B was on my show every week. Yes, every week. So for some reason, she came during October, during our birthday month. Remember, all of us is born in October, including M.
Wait, that's you and Cardi and Marshall are all born in October?
Yeah, we're all like, ugh. Yeah, so the first thing she said before the interview started, which I couldn't believe, she was like, yo, I love Eminem.
Yep.
And I
saw that too.
Yes,
I don't care about what's going on right now. I just came here to tell you, Whoo Kid, that I love Eminem. I don't care what you got to ask me.
We love Cardi.
I love Cardi too.
Yeah, see.
Just trying to get that feature.
Thank
You know
you.
why? Because she does not give a fuck.
Not one.
And she says exactly what's on her
she's
mind.
dope. I like
She's
it.
not afraid of nobody.
Yeah, she's like,
I used to be like that.
Is that Nicki? What was that? I saw it at the corner of my eye. Don't kill me. I thought that was Nicki Minaj for a second.
And why we never had a rap battle on the air?
I don't have all the answers.
Thank you. Next question. All right.
Tony,
love it.
Tony,
You want to battle him on the air?
Yeah, just like
You want to battle me on the air? You better skedaddle.
Yeah.
Battle me, you better skedaddle. It's our anniversary. Did you plan the worst for me?
Oh, it's too old now to battle. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, man. This is your moment. Yo,
Yeah. You asked.
And
you asked
was
for
my
it. Here it is.
friend. And was my friend asked for a pen. He said, "No, get out of here." Yeah,
And the winner is.
Was that a rap?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Was that a bar? Was that like half a bar?
I know. I took a shit and came back and just wrote that.
And how come every time I freestyle, I rap like this and I go senile?
Damn.
I think
Lord.
you
I got another one.
You put yourself back in that headspace when you.
I
were
do.
back then,
When I used to battle.
and your voice sounded like that. That's why.
He can battle. If you listen to his lines, listen to the punchlines he puts out today, he can battle. He can still battle. He can compete with the best of them. I'm convinced. I need it to happen. I need it to happen. Everybody wants it to happen. It would be the biggest thing ever. Come on.
all right.
I'll battle anybody.
Freestyling is like a muscle. You have to train your brain. Like
You can
I
still
haven't
do
done
it,
in
bro.
so
Shut
long
up.
That when you don't do it for a while, you get rusty at it.
Oh, I'm not talking about freestyle, but like battle rap, 100% can do it. I don't care about the freestyles.
Like I think back to that time period, and I would practice freestyling so much that it would come out easier.
Hey.
You know what I mean? It would come out way easier. and it would sound a lot bigger.
But isn't it so also like riding a bike in a sense? Like you don't sort of never forget how to do it?
You don't forget how to do it, but you get rusty, so you have to practice.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Here's my question, man. I've asked this before. 50 Cent Eminem album.
Okay, what's your question, DJ Who Man?
Collab album. Will I see that in the future? No, I've been dying. All
50's too busy.
Everybody in every channel here asks the same question. Whether it's me, whether it's Sway, whether it's Lord Sear, whoever. Everybody asks that question. Is M and 50 Cent doing an album?
That would be great. I mean, I think that we just gotta stop bullshitting and just do it.
I would love to hear it too. So whenever you guys are ready, we'll put it out.
I would never say it's not possible. Shit. I mean,
I would love for that to happen.
That would be gangster.
Yes, that would be very, very dope.
Your favorite boxer, Mike Tyson versus Eminem, is that next? Because I heard through the rumor mill.
Bro, that guy would hit me one time and I'd fucking die. So
I guess that's it.
So yeah, so I'm down.
All right, so let's go to music. Let's just play some M and 50 songs.
I'm down to fight Mike Tyson if he can't hit me.
Play Patiently Waiting. That is the absolute best.
Fire.
And thank you, Paul, for having me in that mix. I'm actually part of that moment. That
and
was
thank
amazing.
you for stealing so much of our music.
I was gonna say, didn't you steal it?
Which moment?
No, the one when we performed it. That's the only music video that's out. The performance.
Oh, really?
The performance of Patiently Waiting?
Yeah, when he came out.
Yeah, that's classic.
We all had do-rags.
Oh, you mean at Summer Jam?
No, at the State Theater in Detroit. The music video. Did you know that that's the music video for it?
No, it's
not. I know I'm not teaching Paul something right now.
It's not the music video. The official music video?
Is it?
There is no official music video.
That is
You're saying the State Theater performance of
is the music video. Yes.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah, all of us had do-rag. Why do we all have do-rags at the same time?
Because that's what was happening.
Because we got the memo. Everyone texted each other, even though there wasn't texting back then. Everyone texted each other and said, "Yo, I'm gonna wear a do-rag today. You gonna wear?" Okay, I said, "I'm gonna wear a bandana."
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
And we have another historical moment too. Tony Touch cut his, what happened to your tail, man?
That long hair
your
shit?
Your ponytail's gone too at that time. Same moment.
No, he's about to say something else.
Tony cut his shit off.
You remember that?
Yeah, that
was it
amazing.
The same time frame?
Yeah, same time frame. Because he had a do-rag and the tail was gone.
Yeah. Gosh. Damn, we're getting old.
That was a fun time. I actually remember that show, which is really weird because I don't remember many shows before that. But I remember like that was right around the time. That was towards the beginning when we first signed 50.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
I mean, yeah, he
and we had
we packed that place out. That was wild.
That was a fun time. That's was the funnest time to me.
Classic performance, like video performance. I don't know. There's like a few of them, like Nas performing Ether, Nas when they announced Pac passing away. That's like a classic recorded video of a performance. You know what I mean? Patiently Waiting, the one they're talking about, that's up there too.
In hip hop was when we first signed 50, and remember we was popping.
Yeah, it was a great time.
We definitely had some things popping.
Yeah, we used to be really cool, man.
Eminem and Jay-Z doing Renegade.
Well, I'm still cool.
Paul is what happened, people. So if you wonder why,
I'm editing all of this out.
No, you're not. Whoo Kid?
No, you're not.
Don't let him do it, bro.
You hear that, Ron? You heard from the boss.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool.
Moving on.
Okay. And G-Unit Radio came into play, and how was that, Paul? That whole experience of us starting that whole new movement.
50, has his own movement, right? So we wanted to give him an opportunity to have a platform for that as well. So we figured what better place to do it than with us. So he was on, I think initially, it was the whole weekend, right? Saturday and Sunday.
Yes. Yes.
And that's, you came in to sort of run that, and that lasted for what, 10 years?
10 years of him brutally dissing all the artists out there. You gave him a platform.
Yeah, and that was before Instagram. So
yes,
that's where he used to do that.
But that's smart though, because you can kind of almost monopolize the beef there, because like you're in an era where not everybody has a platform. You have a platform. You can say whatever you want all the time. They can't really do that. It's not as amplified, at least at that time period. So it's smart. It's a smart angle. That's why 50 is 50. But he still has This Is 50 with the guy with the eye. I forgot his name. He still has This Is 50. Still has his own platforms and stuff like that. Obviously, he's doing amazing things in media and movies and stuff like that. So yeah, G-Unit Records still a thing.
How dealing with 50, man, he respects the fact that you accepted all the beef and all the chaos that he had going on. Like, what made you go there? It was wild back then. Some people wouldn't go there, bro.
I've been listening to it's a diss song Eminem put out. One, I've been listening to Tony Ayo and Eminem, Drama Setter. Listen to that if you haven't. Fire. But Girls from the D12 album, I've been listening to that a lot, where he's dissing everybody.
I don't know. I think me and Fifth connected like from the first time we met, and I think that I was a fan before we actually got a chance to sign him.
Because I'm a drama setter.
Like, we met that first time. I remember like I was rapping his whole mixtape to him and shit. And he was just looking at me.
Forget all that. When is Boogie dropping an album? When is Grip dropping an album? What is going on, bro? Boogie hasn't dropped an album since 2022, bro. It's good. Let's go. We can't, bro. It's 2024. You can't do this whole silent, mysterious artist act when you're trying to get on. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a different time period. Like, they're talking a lot, and this is interesting. But I want to talk about like what's going on with the label, what's going on with, you know what I mean? Bad Meets Evil. Are we getting anything with that? Are we getting another? You know what I mean? I would love to see that. Hear about that, whatever.
Like, this dude probably thinks I'm fucking crazy.
Yeah. A little bit.
But yeah, man, I didn't care back then. I just was like, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we the way me and him connected and how fun it was to like make songs and shit, and how quick we were making them. Like, I was just ready, like, let's go.
And Paul, being the manager, like, how did you react to that? Like,
well,
as your client.
Yeah, I mean, look, for
bro,
me,
I didn't give a fuck back then.
He didn't give a fuck, but I certainly had, other ways of thinking about it. And the way I saw it was, 50 was so talented, and it was such an undeniable thing to me that he was going to be a massive artist that, you sort of take the little bit of the bad with the good, right? I knew that the talent would win out, and that he was going to be huge. So that's why I just decided, hey, man, let's buckle down and ride. Pause. And by the way, that's 20 years of Rain Man.
By the way, Skylar Grey.
20 years of Rain Man.
20 years of Rain Man.
Rain Man was fresh.
So I don't hate that song, bro.
Dr. Dre.
I don't hate that song.
I liked the song when I was a kid, Rain Man. Now it's that album sucks.
Great song.
There's some songs on there that
he doesn't feel the same way. He's not as hateful as the album maybe as he should be. It's not a good album.
I do hate, but there's some songs on there that I don't hate.
Well, don't ruin anybody's song.
I don't hate that song, bro.
Dr. Dre.
I don't hate that song.
It's a great song.
There's some songs on there that I do hate, but there's some songs on there that I don't hate.
Well, don't ruin anybody's image of your songs by specifying which ones you hate, but which ones do you love?
Paul's smart for doing that. He's smart. He knows what he's doing. Because when you as an artist come out and say, oh, this album sucked, or this is, you're pew-pewing yourself in the foot there, because there may be a sect of your fans that do like it and would go online and defend it and talk about it and discuss it, which eventually would kind of grow that sect of that audience. And, you can develop a cult classic. But when you as an artist come out and say, oh, this sucks, those fans aren't going to be so confident coming out and defending your album, because then what are people going to say? Well, he said it sucked. So you can't do that. So Paul's smart there by stopping him from talking about it. But we can guess. Puke, Big Weenie, those type of songs. Et cetera. Which is why I got mad when Cordae's, not his last album, but his second to last album, he came out like immediately afterwards when it didn't get the best reception. Was like, yeah, you guys are right. This isn't my best work, yada yada. I'm like, bro, don't do that, because I liked it. And now I'm just, all right, whatever, you said it, So don't do that.
What's your favorite records from Encore?
Yellow Brick Road, Toy Soldiers.
I'll tell you a record from Encore that
I think he has the same best songs as everybody else as far as Encore, and hates the same songs that everybody else has on Encore. I don't think it's anything different. He probably just has a certain attachment to it, or to those strong songs, to where he kind of overlooks so much of the bad.
Second Life, 20 years later.
Mockingbird.
Yep.
Yes.
You know, that album actually would have been right there with the Eminem show if we hadn't had those leaks. Because if Bully would have been on there, I saw 50 was talking about something like that in an interview recently about the massacre, and
I think he gave some songs away.
Yeah,
I gave some songs to the game where he was saying if he didn't, that album would have been. I mean, that album was gigantic too. The massacre was bigger than Get Rich or Die Trying, to my knowledge, but it would have been better if he didn't give away Hate It or Love It. All the songs he gave for Game's 2005 debut album, the documentary.
Yeah. So he had I guess that would be a similar situation when we had the leaks because Bully, the Cannabis song,
We As Americans,
Bully, We As Americans,
both diss records, We As Americans,
Love You More.
There's an intruder.
Yeah, and I had 7.
We As Americans, isn't that on something? I thought that was already out. I thought that was on an album. Or maybe it was like on a deluxe version of this album or something, because it seems like they did put it out.
Songs from it
that
leaked.
Yeah.
And it was half the album. So I had to go back
in. Whoo Kid? Whoo Kid?
If that wouldn't have happened, if that would not have happened.
Wow.
If the leaks wouldn't have happened and it would have been the best song, it would have been the best songs from Encore would have made it with those songs, and then it would have been definitely a more solid
Still a
project.
great album. And what happened?
I don't hate that album.
What did you say? No, it's not. It's horrible. Like, you got to have people that are going to tell you this sucks. And Paul may actually think that it's a great album for whatever reason. That needs to be balanced out, because that album blows, bro. It needs to be balanced out, because Whoo Kid's quiet right now. Whoever's on that station right now is quiet right now. They probably think it sucks too. They need to be like, no, it's not great. It's ASS. It needs no. Sorry, no. Jeez. No, great is crazy. Do you know what a great album is? A great album is Illmatic. What are you talking about? I love Paul, bro. Paul's great. He's hilarious. He's obviously great at what he does. That was a bad take, though. We all have bad takes. That was a bad take. Maybe he has some like emotional attachment to it because obviously he was there. Or maybe just like M, because he knows probably what the finished product was supposed to sound like, the opinion's a little distorted. He's not a fan. He has a different perspective, right? Even with the finished songs he's talking about, it probably would still be his worst album. Those songs that he's talking about, Bully, We As Americans, Love You More, whatever it was called, they're good. They're not enough to put it on the same level as the Eminem show.
Album, by the way, I don't hate it. I hate when I think back to that time where I was at in life. Like, I hated, I
hate the album,
what I was doing.
I hate what you were doing too. The album. But no, to be fair, to be fair, it was supposed to sound completely different, and it was, if those songs were replaced and they were put on, better songs were on it, it would be a better album. It would be a good album for sure. Not a great album. Well, yeah, maybe a great album, maybe even a great album. But so yeah, in his defense, I understand where he's coming from. The finished product, though, dog water.
It's
drugs.
Drugs, and just where I was at personally with that, and going back to that time, like I cringe when I think about that shit, but I don't hate the actual body of work. There's a couple songs that were probably a little too goofy. I should have left off, but for the most part,
I got you.
I'm still happy with that album. I don't think it matched the caliber of the Eminem show, but there was still some songs on there that I really did put a lot into. So,
I mean, one good thing about Encore, it started when the channel started.
Yeah,
that's one thing I could connect with that album. Like, we started blasting those songs.
Yeah, that fall that we launched the album. That's true.
That's right. I like Ass Like That. Oh yeah.
With the Shade
that was
National Convention.
Hey yo, that was lit.
And if Whoo Kid wouldn't have leaked all them songs,
no.
Oh god damn, son.
I know I didn't leak it because I got hired to run your channel on the weekend.
We're gonna run through it. This should not have opened it. Should not have opened the album. It was just all over the place. it was just the music quality just wasn't there. Like even with the better songs, like Mosh is a better song compared to these, and then the run of Puke, my first single, Rain Man, Big Win, like that run is just disgusting. Then a skit, like you got the nerve to put a skit after all that. Like these are hits, these are bangers. But like even these, like they're not crazy songs. Like as far as memorability. I don't know. Even like Nate, Never Enough. Like these songs just aren't great. So I don't think even replacing these four or whatever, there's just this run. Let's say you replace all this with the other songs we've talked about. I don't think that makes it great, better for sure, and good even. But this needed a lot of work. It needs some time to bake in the oven.
And so I know I didn't do that.
Well, if I wouldn't have been doing all that mixtape shit for Whoo Kid,
thank you.
I would have had more time to focus on my own projects. You know what I mean, Paul?
Oh, shit. Shout out to Jimmy Iovine.
When all else fails, blame Whoo Kid.
Yeah.
And now that he's Who Man, he can't be tried as a juvenile anymore.
Right.
What? You're no longer a juvenile offender. You will be considered an adult in the court of law. And you will be held to adult standards with adult penalties.
I'm going to listen to Encore. I'll get another shot.
If you're mad at something that happens in my career,
which I've done a million times, Paul,
and you don't want to blame Paul,
blame Whoo Kid.
Fuck out.
All the cool shit that happens in my career and all the cool shit that I do and the great shit that I do happens from me. Slim Shady.
Yo, so
dead,
are you
bro.
excited? Are you excited about the Grammy nominations? Like, how you feeling about that, man? All these years later,
especially
before he says anything, I want to see the angle he takes, because a couple years ago he said F the Grammys, they're run by puppets, they just get you there to, you know, get the advertisement money, have celebrities in the crowd and stuff like that. So I want to see if he changes his conversations or his talking points now that he's nominated.
He hated the Grammys for a while. I'm so happy that they came.
and all these years later,
Especially he hated the Grammys for a while.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that they came up to, you know, they got with it now.
Let's see who wins some Grammys this year before we answer that.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about Marshall necessarily.
I mean, it's very stiff competition. Kendrick is gonna sweep that shit.
Ooh.
Kendrick should win some awards, and I'm not talking about the categories that you're in necessarily.
He's going to, and he should.
He definitely should, but let's see that's what I'm saying. Let's see what happens.
yeah. Speaking of Kendrick, we've had
Kendrick should sweep. As far as like song of the year, not talking about rap song of the year, song of the year should be winning. That's why I have a video about my reaction to the Grammy nominations. You can look that up.
here on Toka Tuesdays. I had an episode with Kendrick and Cedric the Entertainer was my co-host.
So random.
Random as hell. Cedric just was at
Kendrick and Cedric kind of rhyme, so
yeah. That was a hell of a show, a hell of a freestyle he did, and then
M didn't really address
Kendrick up here with
him hating the Grammys or anything like that. He kind of bypassed it. So I think he probably still feels the same way. He's just, you know, he's nominated now. He can't just be like, oh, F the Grammy still, you know what I mean? That would probably look crazy. So he was just like, whatever. Because he wants to win. Don't get me wrong. He probably wants that win for the album, which is deserved. It is the best album there, for sure.
Another monumental moment.
Not going to, but he wants to. He should.
45. He was up here with J-Rock and you know, Absol.
Love
We're gonna play that.
We should get into that. And you know, Absol. And
Are we gonna play that?
You know, we should get into that. Let's do that.
Are we gonna say goodbye now or when we come back?
Yeah, let's come back and hold hands and kiss everybody goodbye.
Let's
Right here.
I wish we would have said something about J-Rock and Absol. I would love to see Absol collab with Eminem. All right. Am I going to listen to no, I mean, maybe I'll go back and listen to the songs he was talking about, and I'll put that up. But for right now, I'll put up the interview reaction, if I'm able to, as long as it doesn't get blocked. Yeah, I'll put that up. And then maybe I'll listen to the songs he was talking about, the references he was talking about, the interviews he was talking about, and put it at the end of the video. We'll see.